Hi everyone, it's Jeremy here. Welcome back to another StationOne release update video, this week with version 0.29. We have spent probably a significant amount of time on this release, largely focused on bug fixes, particularly around our events and training system with relation to recurring events. And various other facets to do with that event logic and training logic. So all of those fixes are captured in the release notes here, as you can see. Probably went quite deep on fixing some long-standing, potentially not noticeable issues, but ultimately some issues that lead to better resilience in the platform with regards to its management of events and training sessions. So far as the platform's concerned, an event and a training session are actually effectively the same thing, just with different names as they present in the interface. So a significant amount of work has gone into that alongside a range of other bug fixes in the platform. However, we have also spent some time working on adding some features to the platform. Probably the most notable one that you'll see straight up is the new inbox alerting symbol up in the app bar here. So you can see we've now got some built-in notifications here, and obviously the giveaway to the other feature that we've included here is a inbuilt support desk. So anyone that has raised a support request or service desk ticket with us on our external platform, maybe not have felt it's as difficult to use. We don't particularly enjoy using it internally. However, migrating to this in-app system gives us a number of advantages. Firstly, it gives us all the information on your organization and your unit and your user straight up. So we have run into some challenges where people have raised support requests with us, and we've had to go on a bit of an investigation to figure out who they are, particularly when they raise them from an email address that they're not using for the platform. So that obviously takes a bit of time. This way we're getting all of that information up front about who the users are. Equally, you're getting notified directly through the platform. So basically when we reply now to a support ticket, you'll get a notification in the application. You can also enable your browser notifications. So if you've got Outlook or Gmail or things like that, where it pops up and says you've got new email on your screen, StationOne now supports that as well. We have extended that and rewritten our notifications engine as part of this change. So that means that you'll now get in-app notifications for everything that you previously got email notifications for. So booking requests and completed inspections and actions and all of that kind of stuff. So effectively you could make the decision to turn off all of your email notifications if you wanted to and just use the in-app notification system here. So obviously with our support ticket, it's pretty much exactly as you would expect. You're able to post comments and read what we've replied back to from our perspective. On our side, we can also link this into our development platform. So if we are developing a fix for something that you've raised, you'll actually be automatically notified when that fix goes out in a release. So it'll automatically go and clean up any of those outstanding issues where we've fixed that through the development process. You also get a unit level view of any support requests now as well. So if any other administrators in your unit are raising requests with us for support, you can also see them here in the platform as well. So that's now just via the support button here in the app bar, which previously took you to our external service desk, now does all of that internal. It's obviously quite basic in its appearance, but it's meeting the functional requirements that we require at this stage to be able to deliver support to our users and bring that internal to the platform. Obviously, it goes without saying, by migrating that notifications engine and also implementing the in-app notification engine, that does give way to some additional features which we've had on the roadmap for a bit of time now, and that's specifically around being able to create messaging groups and stuff like that within the StationOne platform and send broadcast alerts and chat groups and various different things in the platform natively. So bringing together this notifications rewrite and the stream channels that sit behind all of this has been a big component of working towards implementing that feature. So that's something that we're probably moving very quickly toward getting working. And as I said, you can also update your notification preferences now as well. So you'll see in your profile here you've got push notifications enabled on the device. So this is what's allowing the browser to make notifications on your desktop. Equally, that will work for Android and iOS users that are using the admin console in their as a portable web app or a PWA. You do just have to obviously enable this on each device that you want those notifications. And then you'll see basically now we've enabled some control over the push notifications for those users that have the beta native mobile app. And then obviously your email one that presently exists. So you, as I said, you could come through and effectively disable all of your email notifications if you only wanted to receive them through our new notifications inbox within the platform, but that decision is ultimately up to you and how you decide to receive those notifications. But obviously you can see the direction this is heading, and we obviously encourage you to use the new support desk that's now part of the StationOne platform there as well. Moving over to our pre-plans, just based on some user requests, we have added some additional fields into our pre-plans. So firstly, we've added some additional icons, which is extinguisher, hose reels, and our EWIS. So they were some things that had been requested by users. We've also done some modifications to ensure that the PDF export of a pre-plan actually exposes itself correctly to the PDF format when it comes out. So there was some issues with some things getting cut off and the map was not correctly zoomed and various different things like that. So we have tended to all of those issues while we've been doing some of this stuff with the pre-plans. We've added additional fields here for the alarm monitoring company and alarm monitoring company contact number, should you wish to capture that data there into the pre-plan as well. We've also added a position title field here for your site contacts as well. So if you wanted to put in, site manager or emergency contact or whatever goes in there. We've got access considerations now as part of our incident controller instructions. So there's an access considerations, narrow driveway, or whatever you want to put in there. And there's also an alternate access field here as well. So basically, these fields only appear when they have data in them. So if you enter data into the access considerations or the alternate access or the position role, monitoring company, etc., that obviously only appears to users in the case that you've actually put that in there. So a couple of changes to the pre-plans in that regard, and you'll see we've got that monitoring company information that's coming through here, and under our incident controller instructions now we've got our access and alternate access considerations that are coming through as well. And then likewise, obviously in our site contacts, we didn't put one in, but you would equally see that position statement that you put in against a site contact appearing here as well. So all of those changes are live in the pre-plans, and as I said, we've also fixed up some issues with the PDF export that was happening with that as well. Following on from our last version 28 release, where we did some modifications to hoses in terms of being able to allocate them to various locations within the unit, we've also subsequently made a change now to vehicles. So if we have a look at our tanker here and we come to our hoses, we can actually now specify the exact amount of hose that belongs to that particular appliance. So you can see our hose requirements here. We're saying there should be 6 lengths of 38mm canvas at 30 meters. We're not saying where those hoses should be specifically on the vehicle. We're just capturing them to provide us with a count to say whether that vehicle is short of hose. This ultimately figures out, as you can imagine, if your unit has enough hoses in stock available or if you need to purchase more hoses. So can you adequately fulfill all of your appliances with the hoses that you have available to you? This was previously, we've combined this view down as well. So this was previously, there was a separate manage button here now. So this is all combined into one view, and you can obviously just assign your hoses to the vehicle directly from the hoses interface. And then you'll see that that's now starting to update the count. So it's saying that one of 2 64mm canvas hoses has been allocated to that vehicle. And then, as I said, we're now able to get a better overview of our hoses. So if we come in and look at our storage locations, actually inventory overview, we can actually start to see a breakdown here now at the moment. So it's saying basically based on the amount of hose that we have currently in stock at the unit, we actually need 17 more hoses, to fulfill stocking those appliances with their correct allocation of hose. So 2 of our appliances are currently under target. There's 19 hoses short. We can cover 2 more positions by allocating 2 more hoses, which gives us a shortfall of 17. So you can see there, obviously, we don't have a lot of hoses in the test data set in this environment, but you would see, obviously, in your brigade, if you had allocated that hose count to each appliance and came in here, you would be able to start to figure out how many hoses maybe you have in surplus compared to how many hoses you actually require to service those vehicles that are in your brigade. So we've extended that vehicle/hose relationship with regards to managing its location and automatically calculating hose requirements specific to those vehicles. We've also done some additional work in our events and training, which we can't really, it's a little bit difficult to demonstrate, but by virtue of just saying if you have existing upcoming events and you add a new member to your unit, and that event is set to invite all members of your unit, that new member will automatically be added into those events as well, where it's specifically set to all members as invitees. So that's been changed. That equally applies to the training as well. So that's all been done. On our station kiosk interface, you'll see one change evident is our duty crew is now shown. So if you have your duty crews set up and scheduled, you'll see that appear here next to your duty officer on that station kiosk. We can click in this and it will basically give us the task list and the overdue tasks that are sitting in here. But we can also now scan our QR code, and we have an option to check in for duty crew, and that was not previously there. And then if you check out from checking in for duty crew, it will ask you which tasks you completed, and that updates that duty crew model. So it will attribute those task completions to that person that has marked them as complete, and it will also capture the stats for their duty crew attendance in that as well. So that was something that had been requested to ensure that members could basically check in for their duty crew and also mark task completion for their duty crews directly via the kiosk interface without having to do that via their own device. So that's all been implemented now. And then likewise, there is also a duty crew option that's been added into our log attendance. So if we go in here, you can see we've now got a duty crew button in here as well. So just to basically capture all potential pathways that members could take with regards to logging their attendance at the brigade when they arrive. So that's been captured there as well into the station portal. Included in this release is also some updates and bug fixes into the native app. Again, we're really satisfied with the testing that's been achieved to that on date, and appreciate the feedback that has come from those users who do have the native app. We are entering a phase where we're going to basically start looking at getting that into a general release. There's obviously some steps and hurdles that we have to go through with both Apple and Google with regards to getting that generally available in the app stores. But we are at a point where we're largely satisfied that app is fulfilling its purpose. There is still obviously some functionality that we need to add over time, but we do feel it's in a position where it can be generally used by members to do inspections and various other things like that. So with that, we do suggest, as always, that you check out the change log in the platform to see anything else that's changed. We've obviously got some changes that are listed here, and obviously, as I said, the fixes that we've got that have gone into this release as well. We've already started to plan for our version 30 release in the next week, and add some features in there, again, some stuff based on user requests and feedback. So on that note, we'll be back in a week's time and take a look at the version 0.30 release. So thanks everyone, and we'll catch you then.